with the Pope's passing after battling illness. While Rome recounts his final public appearance Easter Sunday, the world and many of its leaders joined in mourning the passing of the 88-year-old Latin American-born Pope Francis. Some 50,000 Catholics in Jamaica mourn too, representing around 2.2% of the population, dominated by Protestant groups.
Can you imagine? He spent the last 2 days of his life visiting prisoners and encouraging them to have hope and telling them that God loves them and that they have a place in the future. He met with someone who he had huge ideological differences with. That was the Vice President of the United States. And he nonetheless soothed him and encouraged him to be kind to people who they don't like migrants and dispossessed people.
Another popular figure in the local Catholic Church is deacon and developmental scientist Peter Espute, inspired by Pope Francis and others before him.
If you have two lungs, then you have pneumonia. If one lung fails, you have another one. But if you only have one lung and that one lung gets pneumonia, then you have nothing to fall back on. So frankly, I was very pleased when I heard that he was getting better. They released him from hospital. As it turned out, it wasn't his lung that gave out. It was his heart. And of course, they said he had a stroke. So that's a blood vessel rupture.
Reverend Dr. Stevenson Samuels is the pastor at the Waltham Park New Testament Church of God, but he notes the immense loss not just to Catholics, but to the world.
He has a connection with people on a whole. The reports are that he engages people well. He's a good conversationalist. He can make people feel very relaxed around him. Those are nice things for persons who occupy, global positions, and just shows how much of a person he is. That's important for a religious leader to do. And then also his care and concern for the poor in the tradition of Catholicism. But for me, that is a big thing.
The late Pope, being a Jesuit, resonates with many Catholics in Jamaica and the Caribbean, having built many schools like the famed Campion College and St. George's College here in Jamaica. So what's next for the Catholic Church and the Papacy?
It's quite likely that the Pope, the cardinals that he has named, will get together and name someone to continue to be the next Pope who is of similar mind to Pope Francis. And so, of course, we look forward to his funeral on Saturday. And then a few days after that, 2 weeks after that probably, the cardinals of the world will lock up themselves in a room, and they won't come out until they agree on who will be the next Pope, 2/3 plus one. And then we will know where we're going after that.
And while some say the next Pope could likely come from Africa, many share one hope that wherever and whoever that Pope is, he will continue to build on the legacy of the late Pope Francis. A long-standing pay dispute has once again resurfaced at the Savlamar Hospital, this time led by retirees demanding what they say is rightfully theirs. Shante McNeil has the details.
While many Jamaicans were celebrating Easter, a group of retired hospital attendants and ambulance drivers spent parts of the holiday outside the Savlamar Hospital staging a protest. They say they've given decades of service to the public health system, but claim the system hasn't given back. The cause of their frustration, outstanding retroactive payments they believe are owed for the period of 2010 to 2014. One retiree, Altina Dunn, says to date, no resolution to the matter has been forthcoming. They say the latest letter addressing the matter has been sent since last year, but there has been no response.
The union have wrote to the management within this institution from the 31st of October 2024. Since that letter was wrote to them, they have not the common decency to make an answer back to the union or to the people. It's been going in over 5 months into 6 months, and no word is coming from them as to when these outstanding years will be paid over.
In 2016, some workers took industrial action over similar issues. Following those protests, a government circular confirmed that staff were entitled to supper and taxi allowances when working overtime effective April 1, 2015. Payments were made retroactively from that date. But according to the hospital's management, no agreement was reached on payments prior to 2015, which is exactly what this current group is fighting for.
These money need to be paid over, and paid over in short order. It's been dragging in the mouth too long now. This has been a sore point within the institution of Sablama Hospital. The management style is most undesirable. We are fed up. We are very much disheartened. We have worked our back off in this institution. And it is time has come now, where they need to pay up these outstanding years that is owed to the workers.
When CVM News contacted the Westmoreland Health Services Human Resource Department, we were told that discussions are underway with the Jamaica Association of Local Government Officers representative, Mrs. Mendez Plummer, to gather documentation that could support the retirees' claims. Dunn, however, believes more should have been done sooner. He's calling on the Health Ministry to intervene.
Mr. Tufton, you was here some days ago. I hope you will intervene in this matter, because the hospital, yes, it's been renovating, things is happening, but what about the workers, and especially we who have retired, done some 30, 40 years in the system? This is so bad on the part of management. Enough is enough.
The workers insist they will continue their fight until they receive a formal notice outlining a commitment to paying over their outstanding funds. Shante McNeil, CVM News.
On this day in 1978, 47 years ago, the historic One Love Peace Concert, a beacon of hope amid the turmoil that had gripped the nation for years. Jamaica was embroiled in political violence between two rival factions. The People's National Party, PNP, was led by Prime Minister Michael Manley, and the Jamaica Labour Party, JLP's leader, was Edward Seaga. People were filled with fear as gang violence escalated, fueled by political loyalties. Here's how it unfolded.
International reggae superstar and a symbol of peace and unity, Bob Marley, returned to Jamaica after years in exile following an assassination attempt on his life. His homecoming was marked by anticipation and excitement as he prepared to perform at this monumental concert aimed at healing the nation. The idea for the concert emerged from an unlikely source: two gang leaders from opposing political factions who found themselves incarcerated together. Two powerful figures emerged from the shadows of political violence and gang warfare: Aston Bucky Marshall and Claude Massop. Their lives intertwined in a complex web of rivalry, alliance and survival against a backdrop of chaos that defined an era. Marshall was a prominent enforcer for the PNP, as was Massop for the JLP's interests. The streets were alive with tension as both men navigated their roles in a society fractured by political allegiance. As the 1976 elections approached, Jamaica was gripped by fear. The PNP and JLP were locked in a deadly struggle for power, with gangs acting as muscle for their respective parties. In this environment, Marshall and Massop found themselves at odds, yet bound by an unspoken understanding. They were both products of a system that thrived on violence. As dusk fell over Kingston's National Stadium, nearly 35,000 people gathered under a sky filled with stars. The atmosphere buzzed with energy as Marley took to the stage shortly after midnight. He performed some of his greatest hits, including Jamming, but it was during this song that he made a pivotal gesture, inviting both Manley and Seaga onto the stage. Marley clasped their hands together in a powerful symbol of unity. "We got to be together," he proclaimed to the crowd, urging them to embrace love over division. The moment was electric as cameras flashed as Marley held their hands aloft, a visual representation of hope amidst despair. For many in attendance, it felt like a turning point where peace could finally take root in Jamaica. However, despite this momentary triumph and the palpable sense of camaraderie among those present, deep-seated political divisions remained unresolved. In subsequent years, violence continued to plague Jamaica as political tensions flared once more during elections. Both Massop and Marshall were killed within 2 years following the concert, victims of the very conflict they sought to quell. Yet Marley's message endured beyond his untimely death from cancer in 1981. It became emblematic of his legacy as an artist who used his platform for social change. Angela Melville, CVM News.
Well, let's get together and feel all right after these messages.
From politics to global events, from social issues to breaking news, Lead Story Prime dives deeper, cuts through the noise, and uncovers the stories that shape your world. Join us every Tuesday at 8 p.m. for Lead Story Prime with me, George Davis, for an hour of incisive analysis, expert interviews, and unparalleled coverage of the issues you care about. Lead Story Prime, your front row seat to the most compelling discussions. Lead Story Prime, where the truth comes first. Only on CVM TV.
Do whatever the crunch you want with KFC's popcorn chicken. Delicious, crispy, irresistible. Now available in hot and spicy. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
The future finds us faster than we think. But with CIBC Caribbean on your side, you'll be ready for all of it. That's how we've served Jamaica for over 100 years with industry-leading digital capabilities and innovative solutions. And it's how we'll do it for 100 more. That's the power of banking better together. Come, see what that looks like for you at CIBC. Ambitions made real.
Welcome back. Members of civil society are urging political leaders to address environmental issues this election season, saying sustainable economic growth will not be long-lasting without a healthy environment.
Thanks, Nika. And we spoke with Chief Executive Officer for the Jamaica Environment Trust, JET, Dr. Theresa Rodriguez Moody, to find out more about the plea. With political tension and rivalry in the air, one civil society group is impressing upon the government to evolve its strategies. Chief Executive Officer, CEO for the Jamaica Environment Trust, JET, says the script needs to be flipped to include conservation of the environment.
A healthy economy, a sustainable economy, is dependent on a healthy environment. And so it is very important that as we talk about what plans, what hopes each party has for the country, that we frame it in the context of the environment, because without that healthy environment, we do not have a sustainable economy.
Moody is imploring the government to realign how they go about development strategies.
We're not asking for a rehash of all of the great things that each political party may have achieved. What we're asking for is really clear commitments from our political leaders, promises with timelines and plans that include prosecuting even the state agencies when they break the law.
She maintains that there needs to be a more deliberate effort to find the root cause of issues and less reactive measures.
Urgent action is needed. And the fact is, every time there's an environmental issue, every time there's an environmental offense, we often are pointed right back to the same issue of the need for stronger environmental monitoring and enforcement, the need for stronger laws.
Adrian Williams for CVM News.
So, Adrian, I'm hearing there is a referendum type matter that is being brought into the mix. Tell me a little more about that. Is it a treaty? What exactly is it?
So this is the first of its kind between the Latin America and the Caribbean. It's called the Escazú Agreement. And we signed that in 2019. However, it has not been ratified. So the civil society groups are wondering what's happening, what is the holdup. So that is something that we will be following up on, and we'll be giving more details.
And so just to be clear, this agreement would allow for the average Jamaican to have a voice.
Right. So you get more access to information, basically. That right to participate in decisions or something building up in your community, you need to have a say. You can't just hear about it on the news or just hear that it's going to happen. The community needs to be involved.
All right. Thank you so much, Adrian.
Sure.
All right. So supporters of defeated Western Westmoreland MP candidate, that's Moreland Wilson, are once again protesting the outcome of the party's recent internal runoff, which saw Garfield James emerging as the new standard bearer. And the supporters remain adamant they won't stop until the party leader meets with them.
It was a night of celebration in the Friendship Division, a moment of victory, hard work, and what some hoped would be a new era of unity among Labourites. The newly elected MP for Westmoreland Western, Garfield James, joined JLP workers and supporters in marking the win. Councillor for Little London Division Ian Miles says it's time to move forward.
We're saying West-West is one constituency, it's one movement, one leadership, and we need to move forward. All of us who are Labourites, we just need to fall in line and ensure that we're doing the right thing in putting the Jamaica Labour Party first and ensuring that we deliver this constituency for the Jamaica Labour Party when the elections are called.
But by Tuesday morning, that unity was in sharp question. A second protest by supporters of defeated runoff candidate Moreland Wilson sent a very different message. Unity isn't on their agenda. This time, the demonstration escalated. Supporters blocked the Mango Hall Main Road in Little London with debris and large stones, halting traffic for miles.
So what is the unity you're talking about? No unity, because it is not right, Mr. James. When you came over, you should work with Mr. Wilson. Mr. Wilson asked you many times to work with him, and you did not work with him.
And Westmoreland was given as a gift to you from God, and this is the atrocity, Mr. Andrew, that you did. You caused Horace Chang to mash up Western Westmoreland. You give him free rein, and because of that, you will not win Westmoreland again.
See me start where me band them already, and you know me say joke this is a serious matter.
Police were quick on the scene, clearing blockades and redirecting traffic to calm the chaos as Wilson supporters flooded the streets. Adding his voice to the growing discontent, Moreland Wilson's father, he says his son was unfairly treated by the party and is convinced he could have defeated PNP Ian Hales if given the chance.
Moreland is in the seat to drive home the election, 100%, and there is no doubt about it. And the people hanging around everywhere you go, the people say, well, Mr. James Chanak will never become a member of parliament in this constituency in Western Westmoreland.
Is segregation festering in the party, and how will it impact the future of Western Westmoreland remains uncertain. What is certain, Wilson's supporters say they won't back down until the party leader and general secretary meet with them. Shante McNeil, CVM News.
There's plenty more to come right after this break.
Let's take a walk down memory lane.
Here's a chance. Yeah.
We'll relive one of the proudest moments in Jamaica's sporting history as Jamaica seeks to get back to football's pinnacle. What are some of the lessons they can learn from the 1998 team? We sit down with former Reggae Boys coach Rene Simons on this special edition of Fan Central. Hear about his book, The Impossible Dream.
This is not a book about me. We have to remember is Captain Horace Burrell.
Some gems from his time at the helm, plus his advice for the current group of players. That's Fan Central, starting at
9 p.m. You ever get born yet? Me not talk about heartbreak. Me a talk about the bun with full of spice, raisins, and the perfect glaze.
Bun for bun.
So you do it now.
You have to get bun.
This Easter, you have to get bun from Mother's Bakery.
Whatever the crunch you want with KFC's popcorn chicken. Delicious, crispy, irresistible. Now available in hot and spicy. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Thanks for staying with us. We now turn to regional and international news. We begin with news in the region. In Trinidad and Tobago, it's election high tide as Prime Minister Stuart Young urged supporters to remain focused over the next few days to ensure a win come the next poll. More from Trinidad and Tobago News.
And let me warn you what's going to take place over the next week, starting with tomorrow. The UNC and its elements are going to step up their misinformation campaign. They are going to use everything at their fingertips to try and bring misinformation and to mislead the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Starting tomorrow, watch. Remember I told you this here tonight from Aruga Table on. From tomorrow they will start.
In international news, King Charles has paid tribute to Pope Francis, who has died aged 88. Here's the BBC.
The message is this. My wife and I were most deeply saddened to learn of the death of Pope Francis. Our heavy hearts have been somewhat eased, however, to know that His Holiness was able to share an Easter greeting with the Church and the world he served with such devotion throughout his life and ministry. His Holiness will be remembered for his compassion, his concern for the unity of the Church, and for his tireless commitment to the common causes of all people of faith, and to those of goodwill who work for the benefit of others. His belief that care for creation is existential expression of faith in God resounded with so many people across the world. Through his work and care for both people and planet, he profoundly touched the lives of so many. The Queen and I remember with particular affection our meeting with His Holiness over the years, and we were greatly moved to have been able to visit him earlier in the month.
That's it for regional and international news. I'm Nika Lewis. And here's a look at what's trending on social media.
So, what's up for debate in our social media spaces today? Let's take a look. Education Minister, Senator Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon announces a partnership with Starlink to bring high-speed internet to rural public schools. The ministry is also working to upgrade broadband bandwidth in schools, addressing current connectivity issues. Here are some of your reactions. At Tricy_DA_advocate says, no we see, make Elon richer. At Carryboy2 shares, great move. I hope this improves the service a great deal. At H. Malik posts, no, don't sell out. Is that why the Secretary of State did come last month? Don't do it. At Jeremy.me_Smith adds, I applaud this, but I also question what the cost would be. At IRD2 comments, what difference does it make? The kids have Wi-Fi and the government is paying for it. At Gaza.youth writes, I endorse this wholeheartedly. Several schools can't gain access to internet cause them they are bush, so this will work. That's what's trending online today. Continue to share your thoughts with us on X at CVM TV and CVM Television on Facebook. I'm Michael Park.
And now I go to Jordan for what's trending in sports.
Yeah, lots of trendy stuff in sports. The Carifta Aquatics Championships still ongoing. Jamaica racking up the medals there, also racking up the points and the records. I'll tell you more about that. Plus, of course, the Carifta Games, which is track and field, also in Trinidad and Tobago. Jamaica racked up the medals there and topped the medal table yet again. That wasn't in doubt, but fewer medals this time around. Plus, we'll give you a recap of Monday match night as well.
All right. There you have it. But if you stay with us, you'll hear more from Jordan Fort in our sports.
Jamaica is on a transformative path, and the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation and its agencies are leading the way. MEGJC Matrix is back for Season 2, bringing you the latest on the projects shaping our nation's future. Big changes, bold moves. This is the Season 2 of the MEGJC Matrix, driving development, transforming lives.
People, are you ready? Fit Fire has joined the Fet. If you missed it on the ground, catch it on the TV. Shani Fitness brings her high-energy, dance-filled workout series, Fit Fire, to a TV near you. Join her and her team as they continue to get you fit for the Fet this season. Monday to Friday, 5 a.m. on CVM TV. Fit for Fet, the ultimate workout series, getting you ready for the road. Powered by CVM TV.
Fit for Fet, brought to you by Smirnoff. We do Carnival. Drink responsibly.
Let's take a walk down memory lane.
Here's a chance.
We'll relive one of the proudest moments in Jamaica's sporting history as Jamaica seeks to get back to football's pinnacle. What are some of the lessons they can learn from the 1998 team? We sit down with former Reggae Boys coach Rene Simons on this special edition of Fan Central. Hear about his book, The Impossible Dream.
This is not a book about me. We have to remember is Captain Horace Burrell.
Some gems from his time at the helm, plus his advice for the current group of players. That's Fan Central, starting at
9 p.m. New KFC saucy wings tossed in savory mango habanero or buffalo sauce. KFC, it's finger looking good. The time by KFC is
7:30.
Every dream conquered is another dream game. I land and I fly again like a jet plane. Headed straight in your direction. 'Cause I'm wiser, one step closer. I'm winning 'cause I work so hard. And the music keeps on playing, and the people them I say we are my show tonight. Oh, what a feeling! Don't stop dreaming. Keep on believing in the power of the feeling. Whatever you want, take a chance. Song in your heart, step in your dance. You got a spark, don't put it down. Shine your lights on.
In a world where innovation meets tradition, agriculture is evolving like never before. From the latest sustainable farming technologies to age-old practices passed down through generation, agriculture is
precious to me.
I love the animals. I don't mind getting my hands dirty. I love working.
Join us right here on CVM TV every Sunday during News at 7 as we explore the people, the science, and the breakthroughs that are shaping the way we grow, eat, and live. You don't want to miss it. This is Farming Forward.
From politics to global events, from social issues to breaking news, Lead Story Prime dives deeper, cuts through the noise, and uncovers the stories that shape your world. Join us every Tuesday at 8 p.m. for Lead Story Prime with me, George Davis, for an hour of incisive analysis, expert interviews, and unparalleled coverage of the issues you care about. Lead Story Prime, your front row seat to the most compelling discussions. Lead Story Prime, where the truth comes first. Only on CVM TV.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins, and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yes.
Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central. As of Tuesday, April 15, Fan Central will be moving to 9 p.m.
CVM TV and live Jamaica Premier League action on a Monday night. A match made in heaven. We call it Monday Match Night. Catch all the hard-pounding JPL Monday night action from now until the end of the season on CVM TV's Monday Match Night. Matchday Mondays at 7:45 p.m. with a rebroadcast Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Nothing else can quite match up. Monday Match Night, powered by Sunshine Snacks and ABC Electrical.
Welcome back. It's now off to the business report with Joel Crosskill.
Lots to share with you in the business report today. Accounting for in excess of 78 billion Jamaican dollars in contracts annually, the profile of the public procurement process has undergone a substantial change in recent times, including the doubling of the lifespan of the Public Procurement Commission (PPC's) registration certificate, moving from a duration of 18 months to 3 years. Executive Director of the Commission, Nadia Morris, shared the rationale behind the shift.
The increase in the validity period came about as a result of feedback from our stakeholders as identified in our customer satisfaction surveys and consultations. So the increased validity period from 18 months to 3 years we envision is aimed at reducing the effort to do business with the government of Jamaica.
The new expiry date of the PPC registration certificate will give businesses a more consequential window of opportunity to participate in bids, respond to requests for quotations, and engage in other public procurement opportunities, according to Morris.
More entrepreneurs, we believe, need to tap into this pie of income generation, and so we encourage more business owners and operators to register with the PPC to benefit from public procurement opportunities and now to take full advantage of having a PPC registration certificate that lasts longer.
Even before the encouragement, the committee had seen a considerable uptick in the number of entities applying to supply government agencies with goods and services above 1.5 million Jamaican dollars and works above 2 million. During the financial year 2024-25, 959 businesses or business operators registered with the PPC and or had their registrations renewed, a noticeable increase over the 880 businesses or business owners who did the same during the financial year 2023-24. There was also a 14% increase in the number of applications for registration or renewal of registration in financial year 2024-2025 in comparison to the financial year 2023-2024. Leaping from 967 to 1,103 during the financial year 2024-25. However, according to Oral Shaw, Senior Director, Micro, Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises Division of the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce, too few MSMEs are benefiting from the opportunities now available.
Remember, the government has set aside 20%
of their government spend targeting exclusively MSMEs. And not many MSMEs are benefiting from this facility because they are not aware about this facility, and they need to be sensitized and trained as to how they can participate and benefit from it. The previous presenter spoke about, $207 billion over the last 3 years in terms of procurement approvals. How many were MSMEs?
With that in mind, the PPC is seeking to initiate additional changes for supplier registration by adjusting some of its processes to increase efficiency, as well as the elimination of some registration requirements and/or required documentation. The introduction of the Contractor and Consultant Performance Evaluation Program, CCPEP, aspects of which were referenced by former Minister of Finance Dr. Nigel Clark before demitting office, is also seen as a vital element in changing the culture and perceptions of public procurement.
It was during COVID that the online registration system for suppliers was put in place. Now, what does this allow? This allows for persons to register to become a supplier to government from the other side of a tablet or a computer. No need to go into the office and to prepare paperwork. And so that creates a more level playing field for businesses and suppliers that are located in St. Elizabeth, St. Mary, Westmoreland, Portland, and so forth. They can sit from their offices, get onto the supplier registration system, and complete the registration form. That was not possible prior to 2021. All